It is the Michigan Football Report bringing you the latest Jim Harbaugh contract rumors. Plus, I've got some thoughts on the Michigan football game at Ohio State on Saturday. If it happens, I can tell you what that game might look like. But when I ask you guys to subscribe, we're the #1 most watched Michigan football podcast show. Anything to do with Michigan football, this is the biggest audience. So thank you so much for supporting the show. I've had 250 new subscribers on YouTube since our show on Friday. So thanks to you guys who have subbed. And if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe video, the #1 spot for Michigan football news with no BS ever. Coming up right now. Woo! It was quite a weekend for the blog boys. You got Rivals.com claiming contracts have been signed. You got Rog Parker from Fox Sports, formerly Detroit Free Press or Detroit News, claiming he's got sources. You've got Pro Football Talk, all kinds of people saying that he's going to the NFL. What's going on with Jim Harbaugh? I'm here to break it down for you guys. Before I do, though, just remind you, I'm at James Yoder on Twitter. Been really doing, nice. We've been growing a lot on Twitter, so thank you so much for doing that. We focused on Facebook as a channel the last 2 seasons. Grew that to 70,000 followers on our Facebook page. Put all these shows on Facebook. Kind of when this year came, YouTube became the platform, and I personally have gotten much more active on Twitter. So go ahead and follow me. Let me know that you're an MFR, Michigan Football Report watcher. Say, I'm an MFer. I'll give you a follow back, retweet you if you tweet it in my timeline so I can retweet it for the people. Let me know about this one. Before we talk about the Harbaugh news, do you want Jim Harbaugh to return as Michigan's coach? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Go in the comments. I'm going to pin this down below the video, so I'll ask the question down there. You guys reply. Hopefully, let's get the comment section flowing on this hotly debated topic. If you type Y, though, you've got to go into this Y. You got to type Y telling me why Jim Harbaugh also deserves a contract extension, because he can't come back without a contract extension. My thoughts here, before we kind of talk about the news and rumors, I say no. The reason I say no is it is year 6. We'll talk about the Michigan-Ohio State game here in a few minutes, but Michigan has never been further from Ohio State in the program's history. Not under Rich Rod, not under Brady Hoke. 6th year of Jim Harbaugh. It's like this. It's like you're down your luck as a guy. All of a sudden, you meet this supermodel, and she wants to date you. She wants to marry you. It goes well for 2 or 3 years. Then she starts, not going well. Then all of a sudden, she has an affair on you. The marriage is ruined. That's Jim Harbaugh right now. He's no longer the supermodel. He's kind of let himself go, and he's cheating at you because he's supposed to be winning championships. He's got a 2-4 football team. So let's take a look at the word on Jim Harbaugh, his future. There are a lot of these blog boys who want to tell you they know what's going on, and I don't think any of them have any clue what's happening. So, Jim Harbaugh, Rivals.com on Saturday says, ooh, Jim Harbaugh signed a 3-year contract extension. And they do this behind this paywall, so people are sending me screenshots left and right, asking me what's true, what's not true. Then Rob Parker, former Detroit media guy, he's got a show in LA now. He's got a radio show. He's on all their Fox Sports TV stuff on FS1. He goes on Cowherd sometimes. He goes here and there. He says, well, he's basically probably just, riding the Rivals Wolverine.com coattails and saying, I've heard the same thing. But then Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports, Mike Florio, some people call him woke loser Mike Florio because of his social justice opinions. I don't call him that. People do. But he's now saying Harbaugh is done at Michigan. He's headed to the NFL. So that is what we're dealing with. Before we kind of jump into more questions asking you guys, I'll show you the tweet. So here's Rob Parker. Toss it up on screen there. There we go. My moles are telling me that Michigan football is going to extend Jim Harbaugh. Currently only has 1 year left. Thanks, Rob Parker. We didn't know that. After all the struggles this season, some thought Harbaugh is headed back to the NFL, apparently staying with the Wolverines. Now, Rivals thing that we're talking about, I believe they were the first ones to be definitive about a contract extension. So I didn't put their stuff up because they didn't tweet it. They put it behind a message board. I'll respect their paywall. So Rob Parker puts it out. But then today, Mike Florio, woke loser, puts out this. Well, he says, with his time at Michigan likely coming to an end, Jim Harbaugh is believed to be eyeing a potential return to the NFL. And I don't know which one I believe, because I actually think the Rivals guys had a lot of good stuff on Harbaugh 6 years ago coming to the NFL. Florio was way off. He said Harbaugh was going to the Raiders after he was already on a plane to Michigan. So I'll ask you guys this question. Who do you trust? Do you trust Rivals.com, a.k.a. TheWolverine.com of the Rivals Network, or do you trust Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk? He's on Sunday Night Football. He's owned by NBC. I want to know from you guys because, well, type R if you like Rivals, type N if you're trusting NBC Sports, and I will tell you this. trust no one. I say trust no one because until something is definitive, I don't think we know anything, because it's not like a normal coaching search. It's not like a normal contract situation, because Jim Harbaugh currently does not employ an agent. So no one's going behind the scenes talking to NFL people. No one's doing all this seedy stuff behind the scenes. So I don't think you can trust anyone at this point. What I do know is this. Signing day is in 10 days from now, right? December 16th signing day, 10 days from now. If Jim Harbaugh is staying as Michigan's coach, they better sign the contract in the next 48 hours, because we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he has no contract. The negative recruiting will come to a fever pitch. So they better sign Harbaugh to a contract soon. I don't think they should, but if that's the rule, why are you waiting? So I'm thinking to myself, the only reason to wait is because they can't come to an agreement. Maybe Jim Harbaugh doesn't want to, sign a contract at the terms that they're giving him. Maybe they're pulling back some money because of a bad season. Maybe they're calling it a coronavirus thing. I don't know what it is. Or maybe Jim Harbaugh is looking around to the NFL. Makes some sense, right? There's a lot of rumors out there, too, about Jim Harbaugh, and I don't want to speculate on this. I'm just going to make sure you guys know that I know, so you know that I know, is that let's just say there are lots of credible thoughts out there that Jim Harbaugh's household situation isn't helping when it comes to his job performance. Let me just say that. You guys can read between the lines, and that's what it is. So I don't think you can trust anyone. This situation is going to hit a fever pitch in the next 48 hours. If it doesn't happen for Harbaugh, I think it's pretty obvious he will not be back as Michigan's coach. The game against Ohio State is in 6 days from now, and the point spread's out, and it is at as bad as you can kind of get. So if you're not familiar with point spreads, the over-under the Michigan part, they're the underdog, is 67.5. That's the combined score of the two teams. Ohio State is a 30.5 point favorite. And that is astronomical in the betting worlds for two teams the caliber of Michigan and Ohio State. But I think I would bet Ohio State in this situation. I don't see Michigan keeping it within 31 points, frankly. And if you look at this tweet from 11 Warriors, an Ohio State blog, this is all time. Biggest line for the game in modern history. Ohio State in Columbus was a 21-point favorite in 2014. So let me put this for you this way. That was a season where Brady Hoke completely lost control of the program. Michigan didn't know who the quarterback was going into that game. Michigan was a complete dumpster fire. Everybody knew Brady Hoke was going to get fired right after the game ended. And still, they're only 21-point favorites against the team that won the national championship. 2008, Rich Rod's first year. Michigan goes from national powerhouse to 3-9 under Rich Rod. At this point, they're 3-8, right? Had gone on like a 6-game losing streak. And Ohio State in 2008, with Terrell Pryor as quarterback, coming off 2 straight national title games in 2008, they were in the 6th and the 2007 national title game, was only a 20-point favorite. So when I say it seems like Jim Harbaugh was your hot, wife who kind of, you outkicked your coverage and all of a sudden she's cheating, that's what I'm saying, because things went so well, we are worse off than we were before. This is as far as these two programs have been. And frankly, Matt Dudek, the recruiting coordinator, I don't think he's coaching the field, but he has led the recruiting strategy that has led to the talent levels being so far apart between these two teams. We're going to talk about the game here in a second, what the likelihood of the game happening is. Before we do, if you can get this game, I think BetUS, if they watch the show, they're going to say, James, what the hell? Pull this game off the line. We didn't know about this information you're given. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Get you hit up with the 125% deposit bonus. If you can bet on Ohio State right now, frankly, hate to say it, I'm going to bet on Ohio State if this game is played, if the spread stays at this level. And it is back for the game week. Even if the game doesn't happen, we're still going to honor it. If you get going BetUS as a new BetUS customer, chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use that promo code GoBlue. Once you are done, email us, the ops team at ChatSports. We'll hook you up with a Michigan football jersey, the authentic Jordan brand, not these cheap Walmart ones, this bad boy. Hundreds of you have taken advantage of it this season. Michigan at chatsports.com. So I'll repeat myself. Go to BetUS, chatsports.com/GoBlue, sign up and deposit, and then email us, Michigan at chatsports.com. New customers only, so if you got going early in the season, can't take advantage of another offer. But go ahead and take advantage of that now. All right, let's keep it rolling. I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Once again, 11,215 subscribers. Hit that 11,000 mark on Friday, and now we are back, youtube.com/MichiganTV. let's keep this bad boy rolling. What would the game look like, Michigan versus Ohio State, if they play on Saturday? Well, it's going to be crazy, right? It's going to be crazy talk because unless something changes drastically from an injury perspective, Cade McNamara will be out with a shoulder injury. He can't play. I've told you that a couple weeks ago. Joe Milton has either a hand injury or they're calling it a hand injury because of attitude issues because of this. He said he was transferring. He said he was going to come back and stick it to Michigan as a player at another team. And so one of those is likely. And so I truly believe at this point, if Michigan somehow gets out of the coronavirus protocol, which, by the way, putting out this right now, I don't think that's going to happen. I do not think this game will be played on Saturday. We'll probably know by Tuesday. I don't think it'll happen. If Michigan plays, I think the options for quarterback that are being discussed are freshman Dan Villari, who is not a Big Ten level quarterback. I don't know how he got a scholarship. Sorry, he's probably a nice kid, but he doesn't have the talent to play quarterback at Michigan, especially at Ohio State, especially as a true freshman. Or, this is the more likely option in my opinion, you have Michael Barrett, your starting Viper linebacker, or Hassan Haskins, your starting running back, are taking snaps from a Wildcat, and you are running basically a triple option / Wildcat. Maybe you throw the ball if you get them kind of everybody creeping up to the line at once. That's what we're dealing with here, folks. No one else is going to put this out there. I'm telling you, Cade McNamara, Joe Milton will not play on Saturday. Nothing to do with coronavirus. Has to do with other injuries / attitude issues. So I don't even know what to think about what kind of team they would roll out against Ohio State. Maybe the best team in the country. But even though Ohio State is favored by 5 scores, 30.5 points, I'm still telling you this. You beat Ohio State again. I've been calling it all season long. Punch these guys. Whatever you do, just send good vibes to the program because this game might get so ugly if it happens. And I don't want it to get ugly, so I'm not going to say I don't want the game to be played. I want the game to be played. Can I wink? One of those, right? Like, yeah, I really want this game to be played. Okay, yeah. But beat Ohio State again. Let's hope it happens eventually in our lifetimes. But if the game is played, if you watched Alabama LSU last night, I think you've got a watered down preview of what Michigan Ohio State would look like because Alabama had 42 points, 45 points at halftime, 38 points, something like that. And it was like every time I clicked back to the game, they'd scored another touchdown. Devontae Smith, another 40-yard pass, another 60-yard touchdown. And that's what it looked like for Ohio State. Justin Fields will have 400 yards at halftime. Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson probably have 150 yards receiving at halftime and 2 touchdowns. The game will be like 45-0 at halftime, and it's whether Ohio State wants to score 70, wants to score 80. I truly believe that to be the case. It hurts me to the depths of my soul, and I don't know how you bring a guy back as Jim Harbaugh who has put you so far away from championship level football in 6 years. If it's year 1, blame it on the last guy. Year 2, blame it on the last guy. Year 3, okay, that's kind of you. But this is year 6. Every player of this program is now what Jim Harbaugh recruited, who he's kept on, and what he's wanted to build. And frankly, it is just not enough. That's the show for today, folks. We'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If anything happens surrounding Michigan football, we will have a video for you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that button right there. And if you missed our videos on Friday or Saturday, I got a Michigan football video for you right here and right there. Go Blue.